students, hope you are fine. Today we are going to do class 5 subject English unit poem Gold from reading book page number 128. Then we are going to do workbook pages, the exercise of Gold from pages 20, 21, 22, 23 and 24. Then we are going to do grammar and writing portion of workbook from page number 55, 56, 57 and 78 and 79. Before starting the reading of the chapter Gold, we are going to learn the basic concepts and learn what the poem Gold is about. Now gold is a precious metal. Gold is a precious metal. We are going to learn about its appearance, that how it looks. It's bright yellow, it's hard and cold. We are going to learn about its value. It is expensive and it is hard to get. We are going to learn about its uses. It is used for saving and it is used as ornaments. And we are going to also read about the good and bad uses of gold. In the last, I am going to tell you the central idea of this poem is that we have greed for wealth. The human beings, people have greed for wealth. The poet wants to show that all the people don't care about relations, they have greed for wealth. Now students, we will start the reading of the chapter Gold. Firstly, we will learn what is gold. Gold is a precious metal. Now why is gold called a precious metal? Because for thousands of years gold has not only been used as an ornament but as a way of saving for the future. Ornament is a noun. It means object used to decorate. Gold is used for decoration and for the purpose of saving for future. This poem tries to show us the different ways people treat gold and how some people are greedy for it. Greedy is an adjective. It means want for more. People want more gold, more wealth in their lives. They do not care for their relations. This poem is written by Thomas Hood. Now let's read the poem with its detail. Gold, 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 gold. This line shows the importance that the poem is about gold. Bright and yellow, hard and cold. The poet talks about the appearance of gold, that gold is bright, gold is yellow, gold is hard and gold is cold. Molten, graven, hammered and rolled. Molten. Molten is a verb and it means melted. Graven is a verb, it means carved. Bright. Bright is an adjective, it means shining, full of light. Now in these lines, the poet shows how the gold is changed in different shapes. It is first melted, then it is carved and hammered by the goldsmith and then rolled into different shapes. Hard to get and heavy to hold. These lines shows the value of gold. That gold is very valuable. It is very hard to get gold and to keep it. Hoarded, bartered, bought and sold. Hoarded. Hoarded is a verb. It means stored. Bartered is a verb. It means the exchange for something else. In old days, things were exchanged with gold. Now we learned the good uses of gold in these lines. It was hoarded, means it was stored, it was used in exchange of buying and selling things. stolen, borrowed, squandered, doled. Stolen, borrowed, squandered, doled. These are the bad uses of gold. That it is stolen. Stolen is a verb. It means taken without permission. Borrowed, it is taken by others. Squandered means it's a verb. It means wasted. And doled, doled is a verb. It means given out in small amount. These are the bad uses of gold. Spurned by the young and hugged by the old. Now, it's a truth which the poet wants to share. Spurned is a verb. It means refused. That the young people do not value gold. Do not value the valuable things like wealth. But it is valued by hugged. Means a verb. Put your arms around something. It means to put around arms around someone. It is not valued by the old. It is valued by the old people and it's not valued by the young. To the very edge of the churchyard mold. Edge is a noun. It means boundary. To the churchyard mold. Mold is a noun. It means soil. It means it's a reality that even when we go to the grave, when we are dead, after death, we do not learn the value of our relations. We run up after gold and wealth. Gold, 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 gold. Again, the poet has ended the poem by showing the importance of gold. Poem by Thomas Hood. Let's revise the meanings. Words are ornament, ornament noun, object used to decorate, greedy. Adjective, want for more, bright. Adjective, shining, full of light, molten, verb, melted, graven, verb, carved, hoarded, verb, stored, bartered, verb, exchange of something, something else, exchanged for something else, stolen, verb, take something without permission, squandered, verb, wasted, doled, verb, given out in small amount, squandered, verb, refused, hug, verb, put your arms around something, edge, noun, boundary, molten, noun, soil. Now the reading of gold is done. Moving on to the workbook pages. Students, as you know, our reading from page number 128 is done. Now we are going to move on towards the workbook pages and grammar workbook pages. We are going to start with page number 20. Starting page number 20. In this page we are going to do the poetry review. The question is, write your review about this poem by filling in the information asked below. Now the first title of the poem is Gold and it's written by Thomas Hood. Now in this poem, what is the poem about? Gold is a precious metal. It is used as an ornament and for future saving. So the poem is about gold. And next, my feeling about this poem. I feel that poet has described all ways of making us use gold in beautiful ways. Okay, you are going to color the face. You consider the poem is could be rated. Now, my favorite line in the poem. My favorite line in the poem is bright and yellow, hard and cold, molten, graven, hammered and rolled. You are going to fill this page according to the slot given to you. Now the rhyming words in the poem are what, sold, what and sold, hard and cold. These are the two rhyming words. Rhyming words are the words that have same ending sounds. I think the message in the poem is that gold can be valuable and dangerous at the same time. This is the real moral we learned from the poem, that gold can be valuable and it can also be dangerous for us. This was the detail of page number 20. Moving on to page number 21. In this page you are going to write the meanings of the difficult words given to you. We are also going to mention the parts of speech and make sentences using these words. You can also take the help of dictionary. Now this is solved in your slot. You are going to solve it accordingly. I am going to read it for you. First word is already done in the book for you. Edge, it's a noun. It means border. And the sentence is, this pool is edged with stones. Next is hug. Is a verb. Verb is the action word. Its meaning is hold tightly to show affection. Now the sentence is, Sarah hugged her mother with affection. Bright. Bright is an adjective. It means reflecting light. And the sentence is, the sunlight was very bright. Spurn. Spurn is a verb. It's an action verb. Spurn. And its meaning is refused to accept. She spurned my offer for help. Question of now the word number 5 is molten. Molten is an adjective. It describes a noun. It means turned into liquid by heat. And its sentence is, the volcano erupted molten lava. This was page number 21. Moving on to page number 22. Our first question is, answer the following questions. State whether the following statements are true or false. You are going to read the statement and state whether they are true or false. Our first statement is, people buy gold only because they want to use it. No, people don't buy gold only for use, they store it. Also, they keep it for saving, so it's false statement. B. Some people grab gold that belongs to others. True. Some people steal gold. So this statement is true. Young people are fond of gold. False. No, in this poem we read that young people spurn gold, they reject and refuse gold. So this is a false statement. D. People can hold on to gold even after they die. This is a false statement because we cannot hold on to anything after we die. We die barehanded. Question number 2. Find lines from the poem that tell us what gold looks like. In the second line of the poem, the lines are, gold looks like bright, yellow, hard and cold. You are going to solve this page according to the slot given to you. What people do with gold? They hoard it, barter it, buy and sell it. These lines are from line number 5 and 6. And the value of gold. Which lines tell us the value of gold? It is hard to get. It is hard to get. This line tells us the value of gold, that it is precious, it is hard to earn it. Question number 3. The poet has done several things to make the poem rhythmic. Here are some ways to enjoy the sense of sound and rhymes. Find the pattern of rhymes used in the poem. Now rhymes are used in the poem to make the poem, the sentences and sentences of the poem rhythmic, and it makes the poem more beautiful. Now let's find the rhyming words. The rhyming words have same ending sounds: gold, cold, rolled, hold, sold, dold, old, mold. Now make question number part B. Question number 3 part B is mark the words that have the D sounds in the end. Now all the rhyming words have D sounds in the end. Gold, hard, cold, hammered, cold, sold, bartered, borrowed. These are the words in the poem that have D ended sound. They ended with D sound. This was page number 22. Moving on to page number 23. Part number C of question number 3. List words that have the same consonant sounds. Consonants are the words that are not vowels in your alphabets. Now all the D words had the same sound. D is the consonant, so we are going to write all the D words in this answer. Gold, cold, hold, rolled, sold, dold, old, mold. Part number D. How has the poet started and ended the poem? Why do you think he has done this? Now in the poem we read that the poet has started with the sentence gold, 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 and also ended the poem with gold, 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 gold. He has repeated the word gold again and again to show the value and greed of gold for people. This shows the value and greed of gold for the people. Question number 4. Reorder the words in each line to discover proverbs relating to gold. Now proverbs are the advisory phrases that give us advice or truth. Now you are going to arrange them. These are not arranged. All that glitter is not gold. After arranging the part A, we get the sentence all that glitter is not gold. Part B, silver is golden, speech is silence. Now I'm going to arrange them. Speech is silver, silence is gold. Now moving on to question number 5. List the advantages and disadvantages of gold. In the poem we have learned about the advantages and disadvantages of gold. We are going to now write them. Advantages: saving way for future, used as ornament, used in barter system. Barter system was the exchange of things for gold or change of things for things. Use of enhance beauty, used to enhance beauty for accessories. We used as an accessory to enhance our beauty. These are the advantages of gold. Now disadvantages: not easy to purchase, can be stolen by thieves easily. This was the detail of page number 23. Moving on to page number 24. The question is, write a short summary of the poem Gold below. The summary is given to you in the slot. I am going to read it for you. The poem Gold is written by Thomas Hood. It is a very short, beautiful and serious poem in which poet has shown us that how gold has spellbound the minutes of people by its charm. People don't give up its greed even till they access their grave. Now, it is a serious poem. We see that gold has a spell over the people. It's so charming that people don't get away from its greed even they are close to their graves. He tells us that how people treat gold. He describes gold as valuable and dangerous, both at the same time. As we have learned in the poem that there are good uses and also bad uses of gold, so it is valuable but also dangerous. It is bright yellow, hard and cold. It can be molten, graven, hammered and rolled. It shows its physical appearance and its shapes. Gold is an expensive metal, so it is difficult to get it. It can be stored, used for business purposes, but can be stolen by the robbers. The language of poem is simple and straightforward. This was the detail of page number 24. We are going to learn the concept of continuous tense because we are going to solve the exercises relating to the continuous tense. What is continuous tense? A continuous tense shows an action that is, was or will be in progress at a certain time. Now there are three types of continuous tense: present continuous tense, past continuous tense and future continuous tense. Present continuous tense, an action which is happening at the time of speaking. The action which is happening at the present time is present continuous tense. Its formation is subject. We use the helping verbs is, am or are. We add ing in with the verb and end it with the object. For example, I am having dinner. I have added ing with the verb. Next is past continuous tense, an action which was happening in the past. Now, past, the action is happening but it is in the past. The formation is subject. We use the helping verbs was, were. We add ing with the verb and end it with the object. This is the formation sentence, and the example is I was having dinner. In past we have used was. Future continuous tense, an action that will be happening in the future is future continuous tense. The action is happening but in the future. Its formation is subject. We use the helping verb will be and add ing with the verb and end it with the object. For example, I will be having dinner. Now moving on to the workbook, page number 55. Moving on to page number 55, we are going to do an exercise relating to the continuous tense. Let's read the question. Say whether these sentences are in present, past or future. In past, we will use we were going. In present, we will use we are going, and in future, we will use we will be going. Now, it is clear that were, are and will be these words will be used in these time spans. Now, first sentence is the woman was playing with the ball. Was is used, so it is a past continuous tense. The children will be knocking over the balls. Will be is used, so it is a future continuous tense. A lion is chasing a buffalo. Chasing is used, so it is a present continuous tense. The boy will be making an entry in his diary. Will be is used, so it is a future continuous tense. Children are trying to catch the ball. Are is used, so it is a present continuous tense. Now we are going to make the sentences in past, present and future tense by using the verb find. In past we will use was and add ing with the verb. She was finding the way. In present we will use is and add ing with the verb. She is finding the way. And in future we will use will be and add in with the word. She will be finding the way. Now we will use the verb walk in past, present and future and solve it in the same way. She was walking on the road. She is walking on the road. She will be walking on the road. This was page number 55. Continuous tense, page number 56. Look at this funny incident and explain its using the future continuous tense. Look at this incident in the picture. It is a funny incident that a worker is stuck in the traffic. He is calling his boss. Good afternoon, sir. There is a horrible traffic jam, sir. I will be late for the meeting. And his boss is also stuck in the traffic. He is saying, we are waiting for you. Make it fast. Now this is a funny incident. Both are stuck in the traffic and the boss is telling the lie to stress on the worker. Now you are going to explain this event in the paragraph according to the slot given to you. I am going to read it for you. I will be going to the picnic with my family. Here there will be a traffic jam on road. You are going to write it in continuous tense. So we are using will be. Everyone will be shouting. The man on the scooter will be informing his boss. Will be that he will be late for meeting. His boss will also be stuck in the same traffic jam. So you can see we have used will be to write this paragraph in continuous tense and added ing with the verbs. This was page number 56. Page number 57. Describe the sequence of washing clothes in order using the past continuous tense. Now you are going to use past continuous tense. We are going to add was to complete the sentences and arrange the pictures for telling the sequence of washing clothes. You are going to solve it according to the slot. I am going to read it for you. A boy was separating the dirty clothes from the neat clothes. He is separating the dirty clothes from the neat clothes. We have used was in the sentence. He was putting and use ing with the verb. He was putting dirty clothes into the washing machine. He is putting the dirty clothes in the washing machine. He was adding detergent and fabric conditioner. Now he is adding detergent and fabric conditioner. We have used was and ing with add. He was turning the dial for washing machine for heavy and gentle wash. Was turning. Was is used and ing is used with the word turn. The machine was taking water itself and scrubbing clothes and draining water. This is shown that the machine is scrubbing and washing the clothes. When it was dipped, he was taking out all the clothes and carrying them in basket. Was dipping. Was and the ing is used with dip. He was spreading clothes in open air for letting them dry. Was is used and spread. We have added ing with spread. This was the detail of page number 57. Moving on to page number 78, it is the writing section of your workbook. We are going to have creative writing. Do creative writing on this page. You are going to solve this page according to the slot. Let's read it. Write a rough draft of the topic purpose of education. Now rough draft contains different headings or points which you can write about the topic. Now here is an important line. Here is an important line relating to education. Education is the most powerful tool for changing the world. By Nelson Mandela. That education is the most powerful tool, is the most powerful thing that you can use to change your world and the lives of others. Now let's read the points. Right for every individual. It is the right thing for every person. It cannot harm any person. Educate people. It changes people. It educates people. It shows them to live their life. Give equal opportunity to everyone. Every educated person gets an equal opportunity. Better human being. It converts us into a better living being, a better human being. Learn basic principles of living. We learn the basic principles of living, how to live in this world. Punctuality, responsibility. Punctuality to arrive, to be in time, to do things in time. Responsibility, sense of being responsible is responsibility. Get job, it means to earn money in this world. Cooperation, cooperation means to cooperate with others, to work as a team. Upward mobility, it means that it shows us ways to be successful. Knowledge, we gain information about this world, and skills, we learn different type of skills, gain skills through education. This was the detail of page number 78. Factual composition purpose of education. You are going to write the facts, the truth about purpose of education. Write the factual composition on the topic purpose of education. That why do we need education? Firstly, we had drawn a rough draft for the purpose of education. Now we are going to use that draft to write a paragraph. You are going to write it according to the slot given to you. I am going to read it for you. It is the right for every individual to get education. Every person has the right to get education. The sole purpose of education is to educate all people and give everyone equal opportunity to succeed in life. As education gives us opportunities to succeed in life, to be successful. Individuals can achieve greatness. In addition, common values such as punctuality, cooperation, learning to work and get along together, as well as sense of responsibilities, are also important factors of education. Now, what are the factors of education? The factors are that you get responsible, you are punctual, you learn to cooperate with others. These are all the advantages of education, of good education. In today's world, most jobs require higher education and knowledge to be successful. To be successful in this world, you need to get education and be successful in life. Now, this was the factual conception, writing of purpose of education, page number 79. Now, our work is done. Say Alhamdulillah, Allah.